Yep. Whoa. What's up, Cade?
Good morning, Shreveport. How is everyone doing on this beautiful Monday?
Yeah, man.
I know you can't see because the sun was blinding my eyes, so I pulled the shade. But behind us, despite what that evil weatherman might say, it's a beautiful day here in Shreveport.
Come on,
morning.
man. Stay tuned.
We're coming
Let
at
go.
you in just a few minutes. Oh, I was wrong. We're at you right now. Good morning, Shreveport. Oh, my camera switched on the back end, but it didn't switch on your guys' side. I'll be here in a second. I was excited.
You'll get it one day, brother.
I was excited. I don't know, maybe by season 15 I'll have it down. Episode 30? Nah.
Yeah. You ready, Cade?
Oh, I'm ready. Good morning, Shreveport. How are you? Today in the studio, I'm joined by a phenomenal local musician, producer, father, host, icon, legend. He is the moment, Mr. Lomax the Grey.
Come on with it, yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Yes, sir.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Come on with it.
I don't know about a myth.
No, people
Welcome,
talk
brother.
about you. You've got a lexicon. Yeah. I'm excited about this because this is a very full circle moment for me. It means a lot to have you here, and I'm so thankful.
No, it means a lot to be here. I'm super proud of you. I'm glad to see you doing this. It's
Oh,
awesome.
well, yeah, you've known me since I was a little guy, and you know I could always talk my little tail off.
Yeah, you can.
So, John, people call you Lomax the Grey. Tell us why.
Yeah, man. I want to know about that.
Because my name's Lomax and my hair is gray.
You're kidding. What gave it away? Because
no, that's it's a little bit of that. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so there's a little bit of that in there.
yeah,
too.
you're giving a very Tolkien vibe.
Yeah. So I needed something to kind of separate my original production from the DJ thing. So that's where that came from.
And what is your original production, like you say?
The Lomax the Grey moniker is what I use for original music production.
Okay, cool. And where do you typically play? Where do people hear you?
I've played pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere?
in Shreveport. Yeah. I mean, I've been DJing here since 1991, 1992. So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
There's very few buildings
That you haven't DJ'd in, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll talk about it, but I want to touch on, before we come back home, because this is Good Morning Shreveport, but I really want to highlight what level of experience we have in the studio today and exactly what you bring to the table. Where's the furthest you've ever gone to DJ?
Oh, Rome?
Damn.
Nice.
Look at that. So you
Rome.
guys, this
Oh,
is
wow.
global.
I mean, I didn't go to Rome to
Yeah.
DJ, but I did DJ in Rome while I was there. I'm not trying to be like I don't want to even present myself as like someone who's trying to be like some international touring DJ. That's not what I do. I'm a local musician. I'm a craftsman. You know, I'm like a plumber with a computer.
I love it.
I'm not trying to be famous. I'm just
Like an electrician with a wrench.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just a local guy who enjoys playing music for people. That's all I want to do.
Yeah, and I know that that is true to your heart and that your mission statement is genuine, because I have seen, and I have personally been on the receiving end of generosity, of unpaid gigs on your part, you know, of times when you stepped up and used your expertise for me and my career and my path and my friends and, you know, our lives. And there have been times when you have also, you know, stepped up to the plate and had, you know, great opportunities and been paid the big bucks. But you do this out of the kindness of your heart and not to get rich or famous.
Yeah, no, I come from a punk rock background. I mean, that was my youth is the kind of DIY East Coast hardcore punk movement. And I believe in that movement still, that you should do things locally and support people that support you and create a community around whatever it is that you do. And that's the early rave scene was very influenced, and a lot of people came from the punk scene into the rave scene. So a lot of those same kind of fundamental core ideals transferred over, and it's just something I'll never lose. I mean, no matter where electronic music goes, or it's a little bit different now than it was, but still, I think there's a core of just sharing music with people and sharing spaces and creating these temporary autonomous zones where people can come together and dance.
Yeah, well, you know all about that.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I've I love all DJs. That's something that I've always wanted to be. Yeah. I did a little bit of DJ. I called myself DJ T Wayne at one time. Because I love just the power of music and how it moves people, but also to how you as a DJ can control a crowd. And you definitely have to be in tune with the crowd. I mean, yes, you can be very talented. Oh, I know great songs and things like that, but if you in front of a older crowd, Lil Wayne shouldn't be playing right now.
Yeah, let's see.
Unless they ask for it.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
that's the only way. But I'm going to give them.
Really,
I'm going to give them some pop music, but also too, I'm going to give them what they came up on.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Let them swing back out and things like that, and take them back to when they were a teenager and things like that. Because I feel like you also too, you're giving them an experience of a lifetime too as well. I feel like when you are DJing, you know what I'm saying? So I like that. So.
Yeah.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask about some of this.
Okay.
Like my mission as a DJ isn't to play people what people want to hear. Like if you're there and you're enjoying what I'm playing, that's good for both of us.
Yeah.
But I'm not necessarily there to play for you. Unfortunately, I could probably do a lot better if I did actually try to entertain people. But I think there's lots of different ways to DJ, and I'm not trying to take away from anybody's DJ mission, right? There are the DJs that strictly do weddings, and weddings would strike fear into my heart like nothing else.
Because that's an MC job too.
Well,
right?
it's a very specialized skill set, and the stakes are very high.
Yes.
I've been lucky enough to create spaces for myself where I can kind of explore music in different ways. And playing people music that they need to hear versus playing people music that they want to hear is kind of at the core of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
I mean, my job as a DJ is to play you stuff you need to hear.
But I agree. I'm kind of the same way as a comedian. I am always working material.
Yeah.
And, people leave interactions with me and they're probably like, that guy is an insane tax criminal.
Yeah.
But at the end, but I'm not. I just live on that shock jockey. I'm this guy all the time on air, I just say whatever. And then I deal with I fix up the back end.
Yeah.
And
try to sweep it up on the back end.
Yeah, because that's just my personality. That's what's propelled me to the place that I am today. So I'm not going to stop. As a DJ, I kind of feel like it's the same way. And then you find the crowd that might be like, you see them as the set goes on. I've seen them in Bears. They're like, what is this guy playing? And then 5 minutes later, it's the sound. It's the capitulation of the music. It's the science behind the frequencies that are elevating your brain chemistry to get you to where you need to be. And I think a lot of people don't understand that this is an ancient science. People have used sound to influence and control a dance, a movement of people throughout history since the beginning of time.
Oh yeah, well, dance floors are sacred spaces.
That's right. It's a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's, to me, that's the thing that I'm always seeking, is that space where people can come together and kind of synchronize and disassociate from,
like the dance of Dionysus.
Yeah, just disassociate from the things that surround us every day, because that's not what the dance floor, that's not what that space is. It's such a fragile space, and I really feel, I feel kind of a certain way about new dance floors and the pervasiveness of camera culture and always trying to document everything, because there are spaces where people don't need to be documented, and people need to be free to open up and discover things about themselves and move freely. And again, they're sacred, fragile spaces, dance floors.
Yeah, and they're important too. I mean, it's like you create that safe space in that place, but that might inspire someone too. You know, you might be the next, you might have someone come up to you after the show and say, how do I do that? How do I create this energy? How do I get up there and do that? You know, has that happened to you?
Can you count to 4?
Yeah.
That's about all it takes. Yeah, I mean, I've helped young DJs kind of find their own path, and some are still here, and some have moved on to do other things, and you know, it's kind of hard to describe what that feeling is. You know, for myself, it's more of this kind of continual expression and discovery of music and sharing music with people, because it was so important to me as a young person to go and to hear the DJs that I came up listening to. And
So I have a question. So how long have you been in the game of DJing?
So I probably first DJ'd in 1989, 1990.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna take you back. So first of all, I want to ask you a question. If you could go back in time and DJ at any club back in the day,
Paradise Garage in New York City.
Okay.
Not even a question.
Okay.
Paradise Garage.
Tell us about that place. What is that
okay,
place?
because I was
Well,
about
I
to
mean,
say, club. What is it? Club 40.
54?
Talking
Club
about the
54.
Andy Warhol Factory.
Yeah, well, Factory wasn't necessarily
Or
a
is
club.
it-
Yeah.
yeah.
So Paradise Garage, Larry Levine's spot, and that's kind of like the birthplace of what we kind of recognize now as this underground DJ culture. You know, you had the best. So Larry was like the DJ's DJ. You know, the DJs from 54 would go into Paradise Garage.
Okay.
And if it wasn't for that sound and kind of mutating the New York rock and underground scene with disco,
man,
we probably wouldn't have house music now.
Come on,
you know, and
yeah.
it's these spaces that were created. Same with Warehouse in Chicago.
Yeah.
And you know,
I heard
so
about that one too. Yeah, I saw the documentary. So
you know, those spaces were so important, and I don't know if they knew
How important?
it would be.
Yeah.
You know, I've been able to listen to some of the greats and the founders of house and techno, and when you hear them, you know, spin and hear their work, it's one thing, but when you hear them talk, you know, they had no idea what they were doing.
Right,
You know, they had no idea what
just
they were
experimenting.
starting,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I wish people would look a little bit more back into history and see what these guys were kind of up against.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know?
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Good art comes from suffering.
Come on, bro. Yeah,
Generally?
fam. Yeah.
Generally comes from suffering.
Yeah.
And good art generally disturbs comfortable people, and comforts disturb people.
Facts.
And that's what we should all be doing. That's what we should all be striving for.
Facts. Yeah.
Yeah.
You definitely should be striving for that. So in this journey, when disco started to kind of fade away, because in one moment, disco was everything. You know what I'm saying?
The whole disco thing's about 3 years.
You
That's
know,
what people don't realize.
Right.
How short.
Right. It was
Just
very right. It was
like-
very short.
Like
And it faded so quickly where, I mean, you had, I don't know what, it was one, I don't know, it was a baseball game.
yeah, they burned all the disco
burned all the
records.
disco records in
Yeah.
like literally in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this was like seriously like,
Yeah.
you know.
Disco was a very.
So how was the transition for you? You know what I'm saying? Going
Well,
into,
unfortunately, I was alive when all
Okay.
that happened.
Okay.
So I can tell you, so disco just came out of nowhere for most of America, right?
Yeah.
But if you, so in gay spaces in large cities,
Mm-hmm.
it was there before mainstream America knew about it, and
Yes.
after mainstream America knew
Facts.
about it, right? So those spaces kept disco at their core, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then disco transformed, like the four on the floor sound, that dunk dunk dunk,
yes, sir.
was transformed through the Chicago sound into the house sound.
Facts.
And kind of in parallel, you had the machine language of techno, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the reflection of Detroit, the kind of post-industrial, you know, Detroit is starting to is well past its peak,
Yeah.
right? And you had young people that wanted to express kind of this post-industrial sound, right? You know, and they went to the pawn shop and they picked up whatever the cheapest instruments were, and those were 909s and 303s and equipment that nobody wanted anymore, and then that became the definitive sound of pretty much everything in the world now. You know, the crazy thing is while all this was happening, the same thing was happening with hip hop, you know, and the birth of hip hop culture.
Yeah, man.
Kind of all three of those things were kind of happening in parallel.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
You know, I owe everything that I have creatively to marginalized communities that came from like very, very different backgrounds. You know, and if it wasn't for those people showing me what they were about, my life would be completely different, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, because you didn't come from this world. You know,
No.
you were born into a family that would probably not produce a lot of DJs.
No, no, man. You know? Yeah, I am definitely the black sheep. Well,
Yeah.
I'm the only sheep, so
Yeah, you're the sheep.
But the sheep was the black sheep. But yeah, no, I mean, my lived experience is very different from that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
A lot of it does go back to my high school, though. I was a product of busing, right? So
For sure.
you know, I was taken from a very insulated, you know, community, and taken across town, and all of a sudden my life is very different. The people that I see every day don't look like me,
Come on, man. Yeah.
you know, and that experience, the West Charlotte experience, go Lions, really, really defined a path for me.
Yeah.
Right? That you know, my lived experience isn't the only experience, and my lived experience isn't the only valid experience.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
You know, that everybody's experience is valid.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, and if you don't understand where people come from, you can't understand where we're all going to.
That's
Come
good.
on, that's
John.
good, brother. Yeah.
You know, and
sure.
and that's it all comes down to, you know, like finding those musical journeys, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
and you can hear it in what people make. You know, you can, you know, in hip hop it's a little bit more obvious because there's, you know, someone saying,
Yeah. Facts.
here's what my life is.
Correct.
Yeah.
Facts. Right.
You know?
Right.
And I remember that, like listening to some of the first hip hop was coming off of like disco stuff, and it was a little, you know, I mean, early hip hop is
So, who was your favorite hip hop artist
of all time.
of all time?
Oh.
You can say of all time. Yeah.
Oh, Public Enemy.
Nice.
Yeah. No,
Interesting.
yeah. So
Nice.
Chuck D is the most punk rock dude that has ever
sure.
existed.
Yeah.
He's way more punk rock than any punk rock.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you know, and I like things that are politically charged.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
me
on.
too.
You know, and my music at the time was very, because I come from a punk rock background. I was in a punk rock band called
Yeah.
Misguided Youth, and we played quite a bit, and I was pretty politically charged then.
Yeah.
And, you know, hearing something that was definitely not what I was doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
but had that same energy.
Yeah, come on.
Because Chuck brought that energy.
Facts. He did. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and also just name dropping stuff, and it's like, why do I not know who this person is?
Yeah.
You know?
Make
And
you go
it-
research.
Yeah, I'll never
exactly.
forget the girl in high school who was like, "You don't listen to Ani DeFranco." I'm like, "Shut up, bitch! You don't either." I was like, "You just figured out about that."
Yeah, it's crazy, you know,
Yeah.
what music means to people. Like I was at the Cato Battle of the Bands just this past Saturday, and two of the bands did cover songs from The Cure. You know, and it's just interesting to see 16, 17, 18, 19-year-old kids, you know, discovering a band that was well established when I was 16 years old.
Wow. And
You
he
know,
said well established.
Well established, right? You know,
Seasoned band.
that music still connects with people. You know, that's the power of it,
Yeah,
right?
man.
Let me
Wow.
post this, you guys. I'm gonna post that John is live right now.
Come on. Hey, we tapping in, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put everybody on.
Yeah. And look, we got some people in the building that have, let's go back. We had my brother DJ Love said, man.
Oh yeah, Richard, man.
Yeah,
he's
man.
such a
He
good
said,
dude.
Hi, DJ Love.
Yeah, that's a DJ's DJ right there.
Man, that's my man. You hear me? That's my brother. He definitely can. You can put him in any room, and he can definitely rock it out.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about it too. Like DJs, if you're a DJ, you should be very versatile. It don't matter if you. I just like reggae. Yes, you like reggae, but also too no more, because that will kind of limit yourself if you just only I want to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then we're in Shreveport, so it's not a lot of reggae music being played here, you know what I'm saying, or a club that just allows it all night. So you have to, guess what, be versatile, because if you want to make money in this city or just in the industry, I feel like you need to be versatile. And that's with anything when it comes just to music. If you're a drummer, you need to know how to play more than just gospel and just R&B. You need to learn how to play calypso. You need to learn how to play Cajun music or Zydeco music and things like that, just to be versatile, because you just never know when someone call you and say, "Can you play?" Most definitely I can. Where's my check?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's
that's
my
what I was
check?
gonna say. You need to be able to go to work.
You hear me?
anytime.
Come
Yeah.
on, brother.
Okay,
Seriously.
so let's look at DJing as a, I mean, because
As
that's
a job.
as a in your paths in Shreveport, right? There's someone who needs to play like private events, mobile DJs. Those guys have to be super versatile. They're way more versatile than I am. Someone who plays nightclubs like Richard, you know,
for
doing
sure.
his resident
Yeah.
gig. That's a tough gig, right?
Yeah, man.
You know. So I'm super lucky that I've been able to carve out this little art space
Niche, yeah.
for me. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
this is like a 30+ year, you know, like I don't know if it's performance art or me just kidding everybody or me just playing the music I like really loud in front of people. But like
Basically doing what I do and just force yourself into the room.
yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah.
But I'm not the best example if you want to be successful.
No, me
as a
either.
DJ.
No.
I'm consistent as a DJ. You know, I
Yeah.
consistently play what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Evans. What's going on? Yes, we need the authenticity of our heart. Yes, most definitely we need that. Most definitely. Somebody says, "I love the socks, Cade Worley."
Who said that?
Bree. She said, "I love the
Oh,
socks."
hey, thank
Right there,
you.
she Bree.
Yeah,
She said,
I'm
"My fave
excited.
DJ."
Oh, thank you.
Come on.
Yeah, these are my patriotic socks.
Yeah. Oh, they're killer, man.
Thank you. And I wanted to get into that, you know, speaking about just a little bit about just the state of our world and what you can do to make it better. Because I know Bears Fest is coming up. We're all looking forward to it. And events like that, live music, getting together, community, festivity. You know, what does that mean to you, and how has that changed your outlook on the world and the way that you live in it?
Well, I mean, it is my life since I'm 14, 15 years
Yeah,
old.
because I know you're a music festival guy. And
Yeah, I mean, and it's not necessarily. It's about creating local spaces, right?
Right.
You know, creative placemaking and doing things in your own backyard is so important. Everybody, you know, there's a big push now that everyone wants to be internationally famous or wants to have like recognition outside of their
Area.
own community.
Yeah.
But and I totally get that, and I wish everyone that does that the best of luck. And there's been some people that have come from this, you know, scene that have made it huge, and love them for it, and more power to them. My job is a creative and as a promoter and someone who's just involved in the kind of music scene around here is to make my own backyard better.
Yeah.
You know, to try to leave. I'm not going to last forever.
Yeah.
You know, and I want to create memories here, and I want to create spaces for people here to grow and to create what they want to create.
Have you, and I know, trust me, and I just want to be fully transparent. Lomax is my best friend of more than 10 years. I mean, since we were little kids, little boys and girls. His daughter is one of my best friends in the entire world, you know, universe. And so I know this man's authentic heart. I mean, we were 14 and 15 years old, and he was packing up, you know, for that weekend after parenting, after being a full-time working dad. And, you know, even when our parents are split and, you know, we have all these responsibilities in our life, we still make the best of things. And we still do our best. And I remember, you know, spending nights, I do family holidays with them. And then, you know, he would be here with the family and then boom, at a music fest working. And, you know, his job is so cool and so different. And we always knew, like he said, you know, I wasn't in Rome to DJ, but when I was in Rome, I DJ'd. And it's like those kind of opportunities come to you God will provide you opportunities globally when you sow seeds in your own field.
Yeah.
You know, and then you come home to reap your harvest, and then you
most
stay and
definitely.
feed your people. But it doesn't mean you're not entitled to go and enjoy the fruit of your labor.
Oh no, and
yeah, which is what I love about you.
yeah, like I said,
So you're a traveler, well-traveled.
Yes,
I've been
yes.
super fortunate that Shreveport has supported my crazy ideas.
Yes.
For a
We
long
can say
time.
the same.
Or at
Yeah,
least
for sure.
at least tolerated me.
No, that's me.
At least tolerated me.
Yeah.
But you know, lately I've transitioned more into a mentorship type role and trying to create spaces for other people. Right. That's my goal now is to help create spaces for other people.
Nice.
I've done the things that I've kind of wanted to do creatively. Now I still have something to say, right? You know, and I don't think that it's weird. Like people are like, "Aren't you too old to DJ?" And I was like, if I was playing jazz guitar, would you even ask me that question?
You know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I could be
76
like a
up there,
90-year-old blind dude
Yeah, you could
playing
be-
jazz guitar, and nobody would say a word. You know, and it's like DJing is just my chosen
Instrument.
You know, it's just a media, right?
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
your art,
It's how I choose to communicate. But yeah, like I want to see other people do things.
Yeah, well, tell us about that because I want the audience to know, and we have a lot of young watchers. We have a lot of kids watching.
Do stuff.
Yeah, tell them what.
If you want cool shit to happen in Shreveport, then you have to do cool shit in Shreveport.
I love that.
You have to do it.
You.
Nobody is coming. Nobody's coming.
Yeah, nobody's coming to save you.
coming to save you.
I like that.
Nobody's coming. Expect to self-rescue. No one's coming. There is no magical person that's going to come in and sprinkle fairy dust all over the city, and then all of a sudden stuff's going to happen.
Other than me.
You know, you have to do it. But you're doing it.
Right.
But you're doing it.
But
right?
but I'll be honest with you, it creates a lot of resistance.
Well, it only creates resistance if you
Acknowledge it. Yeah, I really don't
acknowledge
even
that
yeah.
as resistance, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, unless someone is physically blocking you from getting in a building.
Oh, no,
Unless
trust
some-
me.
yeah,
Trust me. I get it. I'm that kind
unless,
of. Yeah.
unless someone is physically stopping you from doing something, then they're not stopping you.
Right. That's true.
You know,
And-
their negativity has nothing to do with
Yeah.
with your mission.
Yeah, and what we see about you is you haven't let that stop you in your mentorship. You know, we love FaZe around here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm knocking my microphone.
Great.
I'm so excited.
Amazing human being.
We love FaZe,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
a lot of the impact in FaZe's career when she talks about, or when Alicia talks about where they are in their career, you know, Lomax, you're just such a central part of so many people's story here. And I think that is an important thing to touch on because, you know, you've got Zaza at Bears, you've got FaZe, you've got your, I don't know how much you do with Brandon.
Brando?
Yeah, Brando.
Yeah, he's good. He's a good kid. You
Yeah,
know, he does but see, Brando's one of those guys who doesn't need
Mentor,
He doesn't need
yeah.
my permission to do anything.
I want to touch on that.
I'll answer any
Yes.
question that he's got, but he's going to go doing his own thing.
And I want to touch on that. As an industry leader in Shreveport, I think we always get confused. There's always this person sitting on the supposed imagined throne saying, why didn't they come get my permission to do this?
Oh, I don't want you to ask my permission.
Right. Why didn't they ask me how to go about this?
Yeah.
You know, I'm the maven of this. I'm the king of this. At some point, you just got to let the little guy come up because, like, it's like you said, in 20 years, I'm working on the same level that these 25. I'm 25, but these 45-year-old, 55-year-old, in 20 years, I'll be your age doing what you're doing on a level that you can multiply because we're doing the same thing and I'm 20 years younger than you.
Yeah.
And I understand that's going to make people uncomfortable and it's going to make them move weird around me, but it's not going to make me stop doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, don't. Why would you let anyone define what it is that you're doing?
But the young DJs need to hear that because they might be looking at you and thinking, oh, I can't even approach him. But the truth is, I think they should don't do it when he's on stage. But you're the kind of man, you walk up to you and ask for help and you're going to help somebody.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty open book. I mean, I'll help anybody do anything they want to do. I mean, now my advice may not be the sagest advice, especially if you're trying to make money or, or
Me
be
too, because I do
successful.
everything for free.
But I mean, I probably donate more time than I charge for
Me too,
DJing.
yeah.
But that is the value that I can give. I mean, I'll do it for certain nonprofits, and I'll do it for certain organizations. But that is the gift that I can give now. I'm not a rich guy, so I can't just write somebody a big check. But I can give my time and expertise, and that's what we should all do. You know, we should.
But that's continue to plant seeds, though. I mean, you continue to plant those seeds to those nonprofits because God knows your heart, and I feel like if you come in with pure intentions about whatever that you're doing, He's going to benefit you, and it's going to be 100-fold. You know what I'm saying? And you understand that. That's the reason why you can, like you say, you be in Rome and you're able to DJ and these different type of things that you have done around the world because of that. And if I can get my people, Shreveport and our surrounding areas, to have pure intentions when you're doing things, watch what God do and watch Him give you the desires of your heart. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, people talk a lot about like karma and stuff and what that means to them, and you know. It's not about what comes back to you, right? I'm not here forever, right?
Right.
You know, I'm completely temporary and unimportant.
No. I understand what you're saying.
I think and my only job in life is to try to push the needle a little bit further towards a place that is good for everyone. Right? You know, a place where everyone feels like they have a place. Everyone, right? You know, and that's not necessarily the best financial advice. You know, it's probably not the best way to be seen as successful in kind of a what Americans generally see success as, right? But those things aren't really that important to me personally. You know, they probably should be. But I think creating spaces and creating an energy that you want to live longer than you do is important. That we're all part of the big human experiment, right? You know, we're all part of that, and I don't care how important you are. You can think about the greatest people that ever lived, and we actually know very little about any of them, right? You know, and 99.99999% of the people that ever lived, you'll never know their name, never
That's
know
right.
anything that they did.
That's right, yeah.
But some of them made the world a better place to be in.
A great impact.
Some of them made the world a much worse place to be in.
Facts.
I'd rather be on the people don't celebrate when I'm dead kind of side.
Right,
of things.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, that's about it. Just try not to hurt people.
Guys, as we move into the last 5 minutes of our block of our show, I just wanted to say this has been incredibly insightful. You have been a great morning talk show guest because you have been raw, honest, intentional. You know, I think that you thought about everybody that was listening to you today and exactly what you were saying. And you were encouraging too. And you're not a gatekeeper. You know, you are just straight up a supporter. And T Vokalz knows a lot about that because people always, we talk about this all the time. People ask, well, you know, you've got the followers, you've got this. Well, how much are you bringing home? They always want to know about the money. And at the end of the day, it's like an artist. It's like if I was a phenomenal painter and I woke up and I wanted to paint today, I would not expect every single thing that I ever put on a canvas to pay my bills or to get paid for. Yeah. But there are some things worth putting out into the universe. There are some things worth creating. And I know that you know that the value of creation can outweigh a paycheck every day.
Oh, every single day. Every single day. If like you talk about intention, right? You know, if your intention is to make money, there are way better ways to make money than being a creative. Yeah. You know, painters don't paint because they want to. Painters paint because they have to.
Yeah.
Same with musicians. Same with any artist, right? You know, it's not something that they want. And generally, it's not necessarily the best things for their lives. You know, the creative passion is much of a disability as it is a benefit. You know, it's very difficult, you know, to live in a world that doesn't necessarily celebrate creation. Well, it celebrates creation that is commercially acceptable, right? But it's very tough for artists. You know, it's a hard road, and I think we should all just do our part to support, you know, those things that make life worth living.
Do our part.
Well, this space is a space that people like you, that up and comers, you know, we we got asked a lot in the early cycle of our mayoral campaign this year, like, why are you having all the guests? Why are you having everybody? Why are you doing all voices? And it's like, that's what the fourth estate is about.
Yeah, that's what it is, right?
Yeah, it's for all of us.
Yeah.
It's not for who's got the most followers, who speaks the most eloquently, who can come on and, give us the best show. Sometimes it's just about community, and that's what GMS is all about.
Yeah. Well, we live in a small town. I hate to break it to everybody. Shreveport's a small town. And we should act like a small town and have more community and embrace each other and try to
one another,
lift each other up. Yeah, know one another.
Walk different streets that are not familiar.
Yeah.
I've
he probably hates me. I text him every day. You gonna come out?
I've been blessed to be able to live in a nice neighborhood, but I've also understood to go everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Because also too, like, in high school, this school in general, I mean, everybody comes from a different walks of life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're going to have friends that you meet. So what if they don't live in your neighborhood? It's okay. Go to their neighborhood and still witness and see what their upbringing, because sometimes you can have, your heart will change for a lot of things that you
Absolutely.
just see. You know what I'm saying? Because
Absolutely.
if you was the type of person to live in this type of neighborhood and things like that, but then you got this person, they might have trauma. So certain things, you might be at a festival and they hear something that sounds like a gun, and they might do that. You don't look at them crazy or anything. Just be thankful that you didn't have to go through that, but also to have some type of sympathy for them and some understanding and care. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to people like that.
Sympathy's relatively easy, right? Sympathy's easy. Empathy.
That's
is difficult.
Nice.
That's a good one, John.
Nice.
And that's what we need to strive to be.
Empathy.
Is
Nice,
more
brother.
empathetic, right?
Nice.
And
I like that,
and
brother.
not feeling sorry for someone.
Yeah.
But understanding.
Understanding.
Right.
Nice. I like that, brother. Thank you.
And if
sure.
if that's one thing that I could leave is that understanding, right?
Yeah, man.
Right.
Come on, just understand.
Empathizing is.
I like
better than
that.
It's super hard.
sympathizing.
Yeah.
Super hard.
It is hard.
We are very much creatures of our own heads.
Yeah.
And to try to enter someone else's is one of the most difficult. It's like time travel, right? It's difficult.
Unless you're me and you're an X-Men. No, this was fun. This was exactly what I wanted. I wanted an honest conversation on the state of things, on where your head was at, because people don't get to hear from you. People don't get to know your personality, how funny you
man.
are, how brilliant you are.
I'm glad to see him on here, man. 'Cause
Yeah,
when I saw, man, yeah,
He's
we're on a
everywhere.
committee together, so now it's good
Yeah.
to get to talking, and be more relatable. Because
Yeah.
man, first of all, I didn't even know that you was a DJ. I just saw you there, you know what I'm saying, and you did have a lot of knowledge when it came to the music side. When we just talk about the music, so I was like, well, you gotta do something when it comes to music, but not knowing that you do this and the things that you've been doing, man, for over couple decades. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And that's amazing that you're still doing it, because yes, I don't play the drums like I used to, because at one time that was my profession, but I still play. Yeah. I still get on there. I got my drums set up in my office.
And you still get gigs. You still
I
get
still
calls.
get gigs and things like
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? So when you have gifts like that, even if you do if your life lead you to another path in what you're doing, it's still okay to go back to those,
Absolutely.
you know what I'm saying, and still create some madness, you know what I'm saying, because that's some good gigs, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish I was a DJ, man, because that's very needed. It's very
Yes.
needed to set any type of room, you know what I'm saying? So it's definitely
it's good
well
for you.
needed.
And I know we've got to
Getting out and
go.
dancing is
For
is,
sure,
is
brother.
good for
Yeah,
you. There
yes.
is going to be
Yeah.
a last time that you stay up too late and dance too much.
Oh,
There's
wow.
gonna be
Oh,
a last
damn.
day
Yeah.
that you do that.
Oh, damn. I know y'all hear
Don't
that.
make it today. Don't make it today.
Guys, I wanted to mention something before we hop off the air. Do y'all, you know this, because this was probably your after-school show in middle school.
Okay.
Do y'all remember Silent Library?
I don't remember.
I don't.
Silent Library was a game show on MTV.
Oh, I think I did. I think
where
I had.
they took normal punk kids like us.
They was in and then they had to be quiet.
Yes,
but that
while
did,
they had to do extreme challenges.
yeah. I remember that. I
Two
remember that.
camera show.
Yeah, I
Two
remember that.
producer show, one boom mic. Local faces.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
We're going to call it Back to School. And we send them to high school, and they have to do game show themed. You go back to high school and it's a game show
thank
and you
you.
get eliminated.
I am very, very, very glad.
But
that I'm not in
you're
high
gonna
school.
executive produce.
I am very glad that I'm not in high school today.
You're gonna executive produce because I think.
Well, yeah, not today, but I
No.
wish I could go back to high school.
Yeah, but I think in Shreveport,
I kinda miss it.
some of
Had a
these
great-
bitches need to
great
go
high
back to high school.
Yeah.
And remember that there's a queen bee. And listen, we have to do this show.
I was very disconnected from my high school.
Do you think that would do
yeah.
good? All of these kids, all of these people in Shreveport act
Did
like
you play
they're
in
high
sports,
school.
bro? In
What's that?
sports? You played in sports?
No.
No sports?
So we're gonna give them a reality show. Back
I
to
was in.
school.
I was in a band. I was in a band. Man.
Okay.
That was
Okay,
what
wait.
I did,
Yeah,
you know,
okay, yeah.
not the band. I was
Yeah.
in a band, right?
Okay,
so
yeah.
I was in a punk rock band. We would do gigs. We would tours. You know, so that was my.
So
my
were
high
you
school.
the singer? What you
Yeah,
played?
mhm,
You, okay,
yeah,
okay, okay. You got them chops.
Oh no, I was just kind of the biggest asshole and could scream loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All these metal bands. I'm
Oh,
like,
so you was part of one of those bands.
Yeah. No, it was a punk rock band.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
So your favorite all time punk rock band?
Favorite all time punk band.
Oh, that's good. That's a hard one.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough.
That's tough. Yeah.
Probably GBH.
Okay,
I kind of
okay.
like the kind of English hardcore scene. So
Okay.
Grievous Bodily Harm for an American band, and then for an English band, and then probably the Germs or Black Flag, kind of the early West Coast stuff.
Okay,
For,
Oh, I like germs.
you know,
Yeah.
and then for East Coast stuff, probably like DRI. Yeah.
I like our culture when it comes to clothing. I love punk rock clothing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That I mean, it just I love that whole era.
Remember
you know what I'm
Billy?
saying?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the weird thing is what we think of as like this punk aesthetic was very manufactured. You know, like kind of English high street, high fashion stuff, like
Yeah.
Vivian Westwood, kind of. You know, I mean, that's where a lot of the early English punks were being handed clothes by some very very talented high end designers.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
That
yeah.
aesthetic is a little odd.
A little
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
A
I mean,
little, yeah.
so like when I was good, like the East Coast punk rock scene was very much blue jeans and a band T-shirt.
Right, facts.
Yeah, of
right,
course,
right.
yeah. Now it's like Billy
Airwalks
the
and-
Exterminator.
remember
has
Airwalks?
6 foot long
Airwalks.
Yeah,
spikes
this is
on
just
it.
a bunch of nerdy skaters.
Chucks, yeah,
Just a bunch
facts.
of nerdy skaters.
Facts,
love the
and right,
skater
right, and
aesthetic.
that's one thing. Like I love skating, so
Me too.
Me tapping into like Tony Hawk and like all those different dope skaters back in the day from California, and just seeing like the music that they were listening to, but then how it was just all just coming, even with just the DJs.
Oh, the punk scene and the skate scene are
Just-
always going to be intertwined.
For sure.
Agent Orange, check out Agent Orange. That was
Okay.
like my favorite kind of skate punk.
All right.
you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Modest
Nice.
Mouse. What is it? Neutral Milk Hotel.
Yeah.
They're a great band. I listen
Yeah,
to
it's a kind of third wave
Yeah.
punk stuff. Yeah.
Moby.
So how far did your band go?
I mean, we're it's same type deal, right? You know,
Okay.
we're local punk band, and that's
sure.
I did like the whole fame thing and the whole trying to. That's not what I'm about.
Yeah,
right?
leave
Gotcha.
it to me.
Like so, there was a kind of a no rock stars movement on the East Coast for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and that people that kind of positioned themselves that way were kind of looked down on.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the scene, right? You know, it was a movement, right? The no rock stars movement, and it's always kind of stuck with me. You know, I'm not really a promoter or a DJ. I'm a community activist, and
man.
that's the way that I choose to do my activism.
Yeah.
I love it for sure.
This
I
is
love it,
my
man.
activism. This is his activism.
Facts. Yeah.
You know,
man.
we
We all
that.
need to be more active.
One
Yeah.
verse.
Well, we get that more than anyone.
You know.
What do you say?
man,
one world?
no, just one voice.
Yeah.
You know, one voice. You know what I'm saying? It's yes, we're many, but one voice, and that one voice is understanding and just coming together and unifying. You know what I'm saying?
And we talk about all the time. We're all just different shades of black and white and purple. And
Yeah.
You know, the thing that we love about Shreveport is because we are truly we have got it all here. And we've got the people that don't want to be rock stars and are rock stars. We've got the people that are rock stars and don't want to be rock stars. You know, we've got the people that want to be rock stars and can't hold a note. You know, this is just, but everybody has a chance here. This is like, I always look at Shreveport. People always say, well, why wouldn't you just take all those videos you and Tommy make and apply for Fox News? You know, anybody can get hired on OnStar. Yeah. You know, like go do any radio anywhere else in the world. And I say,
but
I
then
love
they have
Shreveport.
but then they have our hands on our creativity, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I want to be able to say anything that I want to say on here. And if we decide to, hey, today we're going to have this such person, the upper people, no, you can't have this person because it's gonna have an uproar. No, because we're community.
Don't ask permission.
No,
just take things. You know,
yeah, that's what I've done my whole life.
Take the space that's around you. You know,
facts.
You know, create.
We're definitely taking advantage. I'm definitely going to take advantage of this, bro.
Yeah.
Just having Cade, and you know, he's white and I'm black. You know what I'm saying? That right there is showing unity when it comes to Shreveport, and that's how it should be seen upon. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It should.
And anybody should be able to sit between.
Facts.
us.
Right.
I mean, the whole white and black thing is there's really no self, right? So like each of us as an individual is kind of a construct anyway. You know,
right.
we are basically one big human organism.
Yes.
You know, so anything that we use to draw lines between ourselves, you know,
we're like machine learning. We've just been taught an algorithm since conception.
Yeah.
And if it was completely antithetical to the one that we know now from the origin of our creation, then we would be different people. If we lived in a completely humanitarian, you know, utopic society, we would have that kind of unity, but we don't. We're just like a computer that was told to do something by a machine process.
Well, I mean, there's you know, hundreds of years of programming.
Yeah, man.
That's right, programming
in this country. But you know, we need to try to reach a point where we can start moving forward.
Moving forward,
and
right?
That's
as
this
one.
Space.
Yeah.
Just push the needle just a little.
I like how you said that earlier.
We're so
a little bit down the road.
Yeah, pushing the needle and things like that. I heard you saying that earlier, man. So salute to you for doing
it. The road to justice is you know, it's long. It'll get there, but it's going to take a really long time.
But you said something very important earlier too that people always throw in our faces. People always say, "Well, aren't you so excited for 50 Cent to come? Aren't you so excited, like you said, this magical fairy to come sprinkle his dust on the entertainment here?"
No, I'm super happy.
No, trust me, we are too. Yeah. But we're always asked about it like we have some inside knowledge. Like there's this behind the curb. And while we might know a little more than the average Joe, there's not this like big cabal waiting to come explode. We're just going to be there when it does.
50's going to do what's best for 50. And
most definitely what's best for him. Right?
He's a businessman, and that's exactly what he should do. Right. He should do the best thing for his opportunities and for his people's opportunities.
Facts.
And I don't when I'm talking about some fairy coming to sprinkle and dust on it, I definitely don't mean 50. I think, I think what he's doing is a great thing, but we can't rely on anyone. You can't rely on anyone.
I'm glad
right?
I'm glad
you know you can rely on the people that you see, right? When you go out to something, like so I see you at events quite a bit, right?
Right. Facts.
So I don't have to ask. You know, I don't have to ask. Is he a person that supports the community? Because I see your face, right?
Man.
It's the people that say they support the community, and then I never see them
in the community.
That I'm a little bit worried about,
man.
right?
Come on.
You know, I mean, when 50's here, he's here, right?
He's here, right?
You know, but he's not. You know, he lives in a completely different universe from.
Well, but it goes back to what we were saying earlier. You know, you take advantage of the room that you're in. And if the room is your city, you're thankful for it. But you're, like you said, you're not waiting for the magical fairy dust. You're just going to do your best. And when things explode, you're going to ride the wave and you're going to be a big part of that.
I don't care if it explodes.
Well,
you know what I mean? I'm trying. Everybody's like wants to go 1,000 miles, man. I'm just trying to push it 1 inch.
It's a marathon.
That's huge.
1 inch, you know, because there's going to be 1,000 more. Hopefully, there's 1,000 more generations of people like me that are going to push it one more inch. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there's always going to be different kinds of creatives. You know, there's going to be the subtle type, there's going to be the longevity, and then there's going to be the fireball like me. And it takes that kind of team to make magic happen in this industry.
Absolutely.
You know? Because you need the one. I'll bite someone's head off, and then be like, I'm sorry, but you know that. But you need the producer behind it. You need the technical. You need the, you know, say, Cade, reel it back. You know.
You need financial. I mean, you don't get Michelangelo without the Medici, right?
Come on, man.
That's the Medici. And, you know,
I like that.
I talk about history constantly on the show, and I know it alienates the audience, but it's true. This goes back to our foundations as human society. It's art is a function of expression as a whole, as a group. You can generally tell looking at a time period's art the level of disparity, what was going on. I mean, look at the
It's
art.
one of the few things that we have to understand ancient society.
Right.
It's one of the few things that lives is the art ways and the things that they produced on it from the creatives. You know, there's, I mean, we don't know what we know a little bit about what their daily transactional lives were like, but what lives is the
art. You know, the buildings,
the art, the literature, the music, the sculpture, you know, the architecture. Those are the things that we go back and reflect on what that society was. Yeah,
and we advocate for the art of everything. Everything is art. This is art. Speaking is art. Being an orator is an art. Yeah. You know, your voice can be your instrument. Your hands can be your instrument. His feet can be an instrument. If he's an athlete, you know, surgeons insure their fingertips.
Yeah.
You know, if we as creatives started looking at it as half a business and half a societal necessity, and stop looking at it as a societal necessity that needs to be a business, we would start to see, you know, and I want to end on a couple notes, but this is important. I want to touch on this. One thing about you is that you've done this for 30 years and you're still not always expecting a big check. If you've been doing it for one and you're complaining that no one's paying you to do what you've been doing for 1 year, you know, there's a longevity to this. Believe it or not, we need more insurance salesmen, car mechanics, teachers, electricians, policemen. Not everybody needs to be a slam poet.
Yeah,
but do it if you can do it.
Yeah. Right. I think
it's not incumbent upon the community.
If monetary gain is the only reason that you're in a creative field, I think you should probably examine that.
Yeah.
Not only is it not necessarily the best field to be in to be financially successful, but are you really being genuine to the art if that's all that you are concerned about?
And locals, PSA, when you put on Facebook that you're upset that no one wants to pay you for your work, it makes people not want to pay you for your work. Handle that through invoices and attorneys. Yeah. I'm not going to contract you if you're messy on Facebook at all for anything. If you've ever put anything on Facebook about your mom, your sister, your brother, a car salesman that did you dirty, a hairstylist that did you dirty, I'm not going to work with you.
Yeah, I think we all need to just stop.
Get off Facebook.
Stop all that stuff.
Yeah, and just be cool. Yeah. Just be cool.
There's too much good stuff happening that you can post about.
Facts.
You know, there's too much good stuff.
Leave people alone.
And I used to be I was a victim of my own self with that, and trying to reply to every negative comment and trying to like
right.
Imagine if we did.
I just straight ignore it.
Yeah, I do too.
And now it's just like I just let that water flow and post pictures of fun stuff and food.
Facts.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
food always get people anyway. People love food,
so and I'm glad that we got to say that, because I guess my big gripe here.
You're glad you got to say that.
Yeah, that was my big gripe. Well, because we don't do that. We don't complain about I did an MC gig on Friday night. I didn't ask for anything other than my beer to get paid for by 7th Tap, and they just did that.
Yeah.
You know, because I was on the mic all night. I was hot. I was sweaty. I was so drunk off of the creamsicle. But it's like
not the creamsicle.
At some point, you know, God or the universe or karma, you know, we will be paid back. And I love the way that you've sowed into me. I love the way that you've sowed into us today.
Yeah, man.
That you've sowed into this entire community. And you know, I do get a little gossipy. I get a little dishy. I put you in the hot seat. But sometimes it's important for people to see your heart and actually how truly authentic you are to this game. Because I charge it to the game, but you've got this.
I'm just doing what I have to do.
That's a vessel. I love it.
I don't have a choice. Sometimes I wish I had a choice. Again, it's you do what you're put here to do.
I love it.
You do what you're put here to do.
I got about 25 seconds left. I spend a lot of Christmases with you, and you are a consummate family man. You are.
I don't know about that. I've had my failures there too.
No, John, but we all have. We've all had interpersonal relationship failures. Yeah. You are beloved. You're my best friend. Your daughter adores you. The community adores you. You are. You're so many people's hero, and you're definitely one of my biggest heroes. So thank you for being here.
Oh, well, you're welcome, man. It was a pleasure.
Man, thank you, man. I have enjoyed listening to you more, man, and just getting to know you more, man. Yeah. You know, this is awesome. You know, just never know how things work, you know, and I'm just thankful for for Cade inviting you, man, so we can just know more about you, man, and just how relatable you are, and also too how you really wanting to see our community grow, and also too you continue to push the needle, which it needs to be pushed, and continue to do it, man. Salute
all
to
our
you.
job.
Yeah, most definitely. So, good morning, Shreveport. We definitely have some things
morning,
before we
Shreveport.
get. Hey,
Good
definitely have
morning,
some
Shreveport.
things
I like that.
before we get up out of here. We have an event that's coming this Sunday. So, if you love great R&B soul vibes, I got my brother Phil Wade will be back here. He's all the way from Houston, Texas, but he lives here now, so he will be here with a live band. Also, too, we have open mic. So anybody feel like singing, poetry, rap, or whatever, and want to vibe out with us, come out this Sunday to R&B Soul Vibes. Doors open at 6. We'll start at 7. Hey, you're about here at 9 o'clock, so you get back home and be home safely. Also, too, definitely wanting to, on this Wednesday, yes, Out the Pot Podcast is having a pajama party.
No, I'll be here.
You
Wait,
coming?
this Wednesday?
This Wednesday, you coming?
You gonna let me get on the mic?
Come on, yeah.
Okay. Eva. Look, I gotta
Look
put
at
it on
that.
my
Look at
schedule.
that.
Can I do Wednesday night? For Out
This
the Pot?
Oh, 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock, y'all. We will be here. So it's a live audience, but put your pajamas on.
Had to speak
You know,
to
it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have DJ. We have open bar. Shout out to Yo Yo. Shout out to DJ Abra. Shout out to Laid Back and T Vokalz. They definitely doing their thing on the Out the Pot podcast. It's 4 people that talk some great stuff. It's nice. So y'all check that out. So it's definitely gonna be a pajama.
They might
party.
have a very cool special guest.
Yes, most
Maybe.
definitely. And also, too, we definitely have another special guest. King Teo will be in the building all the way from Texas. He will be coming through and help out with us. But shout out to Best 13. Best 13 is an organization here. They have young adult domestic violence, the uncut truth. So if you know anybody that's dealing with domestic violence, they do have numbers right here that you can call and things like that. And, you know, we definitely want to have it in the community, but also to have a segue for people to call, you know what I'm saying? Because domestic violence is real and it is happening. So we definitely want to shout out to Best 13 on it. And also, too, Best 13 is having the Judy Ann Mason film and television program. So we definitely want to get the kids off the streets and stop the violence, but also to teach the kids camera work and different things that comes with the film industry. So I'm thankful for that organization. I'm definitely gonna be a part of that to help out to teach these kids a different route. You know what I'm saying? You just never know what type of kids that we do have until you just show them the way, another way. Because we definitely got to stop this violence. There's a lot of violence that's been going on this past weekend, and we definitely want to, stop that.
That's
you know
very
what I'm saying?
cool.
It's-
Shoot with cameras, not guns.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So
That's
that's Best
awesome.
13. So much love to Best 13 on that. Yeah. I believe that's it, brother.
Well, guys, thank you. And I totally agree with all of those things. If you want to support our community, please look up these people and do
man.
what you can to help. Guys, thank you so much for tuning into Good Morning Shreveport. We will see you next week, bright and early, with a new cool guest. See you next time.
Come on with it. New cool guest. Let's go.
All right, back to work. All right, John. Sorry.